It's Monday. It's the 7th of September, 2020. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Labor Day here in the United States, and I would love nothing more than to do an update on the S&P 500. Nothing makes me happier. So let's just take a look at some things here, because this is really interesting what we're seeing here on the charts. I want to talk a little bit about what I expect to happen in the next couple weeks, next 2 weeks or so. Just kind of see what we think is in the process of occurring here. Before I get into any of this, of course, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here. All right, so as we can see, we've got pretty complex structure moving up. It's been pretty impulsive for the most part. We saw a nice clean, move up 5. We had a nice ABC correction here into this 2. From there, we saw a nice clean 5, and then we have a little bit of an expanded flat here. We've got an ABC as an expansion, ABC to create an expanded B, ABC to complete this 2. Then we've got our 3, our 4, and this 4 does not overlap this 1 down here. This seems to work out pretty well. And then we completed the 5. Now that 5 is just a completion of wave 3. That just completes wave 3, so I actually do believe we are in the middle of wave 4 right now. You can see the subdivision that we've got. We've got a nice little ABC here into this 4, and then we've got a 1, 2, 3, a little correction here on the 4, and then we've got our move up here to complete our 5. And overnight that got almost up to 3,600. Didn't quite get there. But let me just go ahead and zoom in here, because as you can see, we've been tracking support zones left and right. And once we started to break down below these support zones, we started basically seeing things occur just the way that that we talk about all the time. We talk about this. As we start to break support zones, we should see a continuation to the downside. So we had this support zone via pullback, this pivot right here. This broke. Next one broke. The next one broke, and you can see here we had a break, and then we came and retested this support zone, and it was now resistance. So then what happened? We were coming down. What did we just complete there? All right, so this is where people get lost. Like, is this correction done? No, I don't think it is. I don't think this correction is done. Basically, what I think just happened is from up here, we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5. And that completed that move down. That's just the beginning, though. So that's 5 waves down to complete an A. Then what do we get? We get a little ABC action here. So from down here, nice little spring. We can refer to it as an automatic rally. A, B, and then we're going to work on the C. Where's the C going to land? We're really not quite sure yet. I'm guessing it's going to probably go a little deeper than what people are expecting. I can take a little fib pull from the top here at 35.87 approximately down here, and I would expect this to come up here to the 618. 618 is sitting right there at about 3,500. Okay, wouldn't surprise me one bit for this thing to pull up to 3,500 and then get a rejection from there. Right here inside of this zone. All right, so previously I outlined this as our resistance, and that has already come and gone. I'm going to outline a new area of resistance. That's going to be this box. I'm going to create a new box right here. This box right here, this is going to be our new resistance. Let's see here, can I do a text? All right, so this is going to be new resistance, and that's going to be in the golden zone. I'm going to change the color of this so it's easier to see. All right, so we've got new resistance, golden zone. That's going to be basically where we're expecting wave C to complete, which is going to complete wave B. Now what happens from there? We go down. We're going to go down some more. So our target for that is going to be about 3,300. Okay, 3,300 more than likely is where this thing is going to land. I've got this outlined, projected all the way here, close actually to the end of the month. We're talking probably about another 2 weeks, 20th of September. And that's going to be 2 Mondays from now. That's going to basically take us where I think we're going to bottom out. I think we're going to bottom out here at 32.93. somewhere in that range. That's going to be our negative 236 extension. Especially if we get a rejection at the golden zone, which is right here, right, at 34.93 to 3,500. We get a rejection there. Wouldn't surprise me one bit for this sucker to come down to the negative 236 extension. That's going to be our algo target. Okay, and also if we take our trend-based Fib extension tool, and guys, this is not rocket science. I do the same thing all the time. So you should be familiar with how I analyze the market. Taking this back, even if it's just the 618, well, we've got the 100 down here at 32.50, right? 32.90, 32.50. It's right around there. If I pull this thing up to the 65, okay, well now we're 32.60, right? So somewhere down here, I'm basically calling this our buy zone, right? Starting here at the negative 236 extension, right? Not financial advice. You're again, all the disclaimers there, but I'm kind of expecting this down here, right? This is going to be our buy zone. Buy zone right down there. Let's go ahead and change the color of this because this is not going to be red. This is going to be green. I'm going to talk about what kind of an effect, a psychological effect, this is going to have on traders. Okay, so let's say we do make our way up there. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. We've talked about that. I'm going to remove this. We've talked about this. Let's just talk a little bit about what's going on here. All right, so you have huge interest in short. Short interest is really high right now. You can see that in the open interest on SPY. Open interest on SPY, this thing has crazy short interest. Everybody and their mother wants to short the top and catch another one of these guys, right? They want this to just go straight down, and you know, it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. You know, you're not going to get another chance to have a generational trade like that anytime soon. What you're going to get, I'll tell you what you are going to get. You're going to get a lot of people that see a move like this. They're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is it. I'm going to take my short. I'm just going to sit here for 2 months, and I'm going to come back, and my account's going to grow, you know, 5, 10 times what it was when I first started. But what's actually going to happen? Well, you're going to have this move down. This is going to be the first move of optimism for your bears out there. They're going to say, oh my goodness, this is it. I'm going to make a ton of money now. Price goes up. All right, I'm going to short the pullback. Short the pullback. We're just going to go straight to hell. Okay? Well, what's actually going to happen? We're going to go down, but these people are not going to know when to cut their shorts, right? Prices are going to go up. It's going to go down, right? So they're going to be right, but they're not going to know when to close out of those positions. Well, that's the difference here. I'm saying we're going to come down here in this green zone. I mean, obviously extend this to the right if it takes longer than we expect. Take it to the left if it takes a little bit less time. I think it's going to take a couple weeks. All right, I do think we're probably going to come down here sometime late September, but I think we're going to make our way here. We've got a nice A, B already in the works. We're working our way up to the C. Then we're going to move our way down here into this zone. Now, where do we go from there? Well, I have us projected going up all the way up to approximately 4,000 to 4,050, maybe a little bit higher. Maybe we make our way higher. I'm not going to bet on it going up to 42. I would say somewhere around 4,000 likely is going to be where this thing stops. We're going to get stopped in our tracks. Now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen between now and then? Well, we have an election coming up. I talk about the election all the time. This shouldn't be any new news. We have an election coming up, and generally speaking, markets go up in election years. And even if the election happens to be positive or negative, economically speaking, the new president, whoever it is not going to take over until January. Okay, so let's put that psychological factor into all of this, right? The election's going to happen in November. The winner is going to be announced in November, but that person doesn't actually take over until January. Now, the stock market is a forward-looking measure, right? This is not measuring what things are going to look like today or tomorrow. They're going to measure what things are going to look like in a month or in 3 months or in 5 months. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot that is news driven, but at the same time, you know, just don't get too caught up in the news, right? Don't get too caught up in the news. So I mean, I want to make sure that you're all kind of trading with a level head. So I do expect us to come down. What I want to take a look at here, and I haven't done this myself, so this is going to be new for me. I want to take a look and see if that pullback here has a good technical backing. Obviously, I'm going to be removing some of these support zones because that's going to clutter the chart quite a bit. I mean, the chart already looks kind of cluttered, okay? But what I want to see is if this thing lines up with a 382 pullback. So let me remove this, okay? I want to measure, get my fib retrace, measure from the bottom of the 2 to the top of the 3, and we've got the 236 sitting right there, okay? So what alternate outcome could occur is this ABC might just be an A, and then we're going to go up for a B, and then we come down for the C. This would be kind of deep for us to go on this wave 4 when we have had a pretty bullish pull out of this, right? We've been pretty bullish pulling out of this. So coming down here to the 236 seems logical, and that's at 32.70, right there inside that zone, the 236. Typically in a wave 4, we do come down to the 382, but that hasn't really been the case. That really hasn't been the case in this cycle. Okay, so really that 236 should be at least a first attempt at a long position. Again, that's right there inside of that green zone, in our buy zone, right there at 32.70, right? We've talked about between 32.50 and 3300, 32.70 is right there in the middle. So again, what I expect to see this thing to make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the A, B, C into the B, and then we're going to have 5 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to pull ourselves down here, complete the move, then we can take our way up. What is that going to do for people that are short, that are going to be waiting for them to come back to their accounts with, with 500, 600% gains? It's not going to happen. Those people are going to get ruined, absolutely demolished, right? You've got high interest on the 18th, right? So this also flows in line with that Friday. The 18th of September has really, really, really high short interest. Let me just go ahead and take a look at this. The short interest that we have on the 18th is 5.2 million contracts, which 66% are bearish. And on Friday, there were, let's just pull this out here, on the 18th, there were 900,000 approximately contracts that were traded hands. 62% were bearish. All right, and that was just for clarity down here at the bottom. So what's happening now? The price is going up. We talk about this all the time, psychology. Okay, the price is going up after 62% of the market on Friday was bearish. Okay, look at the expirations that have the highest open interest. Right now, it is the 18th of September, 66% bearish. You have October 16th, which is 60% bearish. You have November 20th, which is 70% bearish. You start getting optimistic in December, January, okay? January 15th is pretty heavily bearish, but I would be willing to bet that a lot of those contracts have been pretty bearish for a long time. They're probably very, 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 very much out of the money. So we could still probably go down to 3,000, maybe even more in January. They probably would still be losing. But at any rate, I'm just watching these weeklies start flowing in and watching what kind of open interest they have, because the majority is going to lose money. It is just how it works. So trade against the majority. I mean, it could be as simple as that. Don't make it so difficult. But anyway, that's what I see here. The nice thing about this is 32.70 is right there at the 236 on a wave 4 pullback. Then we go up to complete wave 5. Wave 5 is going to come in 5 waves, which is probably going to have plenty of subdivision inside of that. We're going to be looking for somewhere up here. Once we start getting to 3,900, I'm probably going to start shaving off the top. I'm going to start shaving off some profits once we get up here. Now, I'm not long in the market right now. I'm not. I'm waiting for this thing to come back down here. There is a certain level that I personally am waiting on. I'm not going to disclose what that is. But if we hit that, I'll make sure and let everybody know, when I kind of flip my bias. But I mean, look at all of these support zones that got broken. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we hit this 8th one. That's where we finally found support, and then we pushed through 1, 2, 3, and then we had rejection. And I think we're probably still going to come and retest this guy, right? So this guy here at 3,500 probably will retest that. I think we will fail the first time. We'll go down. It's going to take a couple weeks for this to happen, but then we go up, and we go up in a big, big way to finish out the year pretty strong. If you're interested in crypto, if you're interested in Bitcoin, I actually think that that Bitcoin is in a very similar spot. I do think that Bitcoin is in a similar stance, and that we are working on a wave 4 right now before we go up for a wave 5. So I won't get into that. I'm not going to take your time any longer. We've been talking about this for now 17 minutes. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop in the Discord and ask away. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have. If you need access to our Discord server, just throw a comment in the YouTube chat. It doesn't cost anything to be a part of our community. Just throw in a comment, and I'll get an invite code out to you. And if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, as always, like, subscribe, share, enable alerts, and yeah, we'd love to see you in the Discord. So wherever you are in the world, hey, you're welcome, Wayne. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening. Happy Labor Day in the United States.